know, the worst part in all this is not actually the leg. It's not having my hands because I'm on these crutches all the time. That is so annoying. Good morning, everyone. Later on in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I retired from professional soccer. Something I never spoke about before. It's very relevant, especially to where I am now in my recovery, 11 weeks post-amputation. And something I think a lot of you guys will find very interesting. But first, it is 6 a.m. I just pulled up to the gym. I want to share how I've been progressing in the gym because I feel great for where I am. Now that my wound is fully healed, I'm back in the gym 6 days a week, pushing myself with intensity, weights, duration, different kinds of exercises. So yeah, the goal for today is 20 minutes of cardio, 10 on the rowing machine, 10 on the assault bike, and then I will share my leg day with you guys. Yes, literally just a single leg. We're just gonna focus on the good one today. All right, so today I want to talk about something I've never talked about before on this channel, and that is why I retired from professional soccer. My last season ended in 2023 in November, so it's been about a year and 9 months now, and I figured now would be a good time to talk about this, considering where I am in my recovery, getting a prosthetic soon so I can close one chapter and begin the next. There were three main reasons why I decided to retire, and honestly, they all connect to where I am today. So we'll start from the least influential in my decision and then save the most influential for the end. Reason number one was injuries. I know, very ironic considering the situation I'm in right now. Right after graduating college in 2017, I signed my first semi-professional contract to play in Germany. 2 months after getting there, I blew out my lower back. I herniated a disc so bad that I couldn't stand up straight or bend over towards my toes for over a year, and doctors said without surgery, I'd never be able to play again. I was 21 years old at the time. I didn't want lower back surgery at that age. I had just gotten the smallest taste of what a career in soccer could look like, and I've heard from numerous people that one lower back surgery usually leads to another, and I didn't even want to step foot on that road. So instead, I spent 14 months rehabbing, hours a day, day after day, and when it was finally time to step foot back on the field, I took a huge risk. I emailed teams all across the globe, and one ended up getting back to me. A team in England invited me for a tryout, so I booked a one-way ticket there. I didn't know if I was going to stay there for a year or season, or if I would be back home on a flight a few days later because my body couldn't take it. But that gamble did pay off, and I ended up signing my first professional contract. But the injuries never really stopped from there. In 2021, a week before our season started, I broke my right foot. I got surgery, I got a screw put in it, and I missed the entire first half of the season. When I did eventually come back, shortly after, my foot refractured. I still played the entire second half of the season on a broken foot, just with a carbon fiber plate in my cleat, so that way my foot wouldn't bend at all. I didn't train at all during that time. I did the warm-up 1 day a week just so I could be ready to play on the weekend. And that was actually the best statistical season of my career. And then in 2023, the second game of the season, I tore my groin, ended up tearing both groins actually, got 2 surgeries, and unfortunately, never fully recovered from there, so that was sort of the nail in the coffin. Reason number 2 I retired, and more influential, was the lifestyle around being a professional athlete. When I first turned pro, I loved everything about it. I loved traveling, I loved away games, I loved seeing new stadiums, seeing new cities. But year after year, that slowly started to take a toll and became exhausting and stressful. After my best season in 2021, I got a call during preseason the following year saying a team in a higher division wanted to sign me. Cool, great opportunity, but that meant packing up my life in a matter of days, driving halfway across the country to a city I was unfamiliar with, and starting over. And on top of that, I had my dog Birdie with me. My wife, Erin, who was my girlfriend at the time, was living in Pennsylvania with our other dog, Pongo. So while I was packing up my life and trying to get to Texas halfway across the country as soon as possible, I had to figure out how to get Birdie from Georgia to Pennsylvania because she wasn't allowed at my new apartment. And once I got to Texas, we had to figure out how to get Erin, Pongo, and Birdie down to Texas with me. Erin had to flip her entire life upside down. She had to find a new job, leave her friends and family, and move to a new city with nobody she knew. And this wasn't a one-time thing. This was every year or two. In the league that I played in, the USL, most contracts were 1 to 2 years. So that instability, it wears you down very fast. There was even a year where I went completely unsigned. I had to keep myself at a professional level without a team, waiting for an opportunity that never came until the following year. That was one of the hardest years of my life, both physically and mentally, but I did end up making it back into the game. By 2023 though, the love for that lifestyle was gone. The instability, the constant moving around, the injections I needed just to be able to travel. I never hated playing in the games. I always loved the games, but I always knew I would get tired of the lifestyle before I got tired of actually playing. And reason number 3, the biggest reason why I decided to retire, was fulfillment. Since I was a kid, all I ever wanted to do was play soccer. That was it. There was no plan B. I remember being a kid and my parents asking me what I wanted to major in college, and all I ever said was soccer. I never thought college was anything more than just a stepping stone into the pros. And somehow, after all the setbacks, the injuries, the times I got cut and overlooked, I still made it. I signed contracts, I played at the professional level, I lived my dream. What matters most to me isn't any trophy I won or game I played. It was always the obstacles I overcame. It was the fact that I didn't quit when it would have been so easy to. That I chased what I believed I could do, even when nobody else did. And at some point, I realized soccer gave me everything that it needed to do. The lessons, the resilience, the work ethic, and it was time to move on. And the crazy part is, because of that instability, I could never prepare for the next month, let alone the next year. I never prepared for anything. And I think it goes without saying, I never prepared to lose my leg. So that lack of preparation and constant need for adaptation made me prepared to take on this. But I was lucky to have the difficult times that I did. It didn't feel like luck at the time, and losing my leg sure doesn't feel like luck now, but I know it will be, and I know it's shaping me for what's next. 2.5 months ago, I lost the same leg that used to put food on my table and gave me the career I had always dreamed of as a kid. So if you're wondering how I'm navigating this life-changing traumatic injury so well, this is why. The game prepared me for this. I've been here before, I've been down and out before, and I always came back. So as I close this chapter, I'm excited for what's next. Soccer gave me everything that I could, and it's time to take these lessons into the next chapter. Thanks for listening to my story. If you're going through injuries, setbacks, or anything else life throws at you, I hope this is just a reminder that what seems like the end of one dream may just be the beginning of another. Appreciate all your support, and I am very excited for what's to come.